Hey, it's Ed Winslow from Financial Education Services and fixmycredit.smartmember.com. In this video, I'm going to go through why we need good credit and the services available to you. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch screens here for a minute, and I'm going to show you an interview with two of the top executives at Financial Education Services where they are explaining the services and what they can do.
You're paying $87 a month for the great services. Second, but you take the credit restoration component, you work on your credit, you start establishing excellent credit, you get a great credit score. What's going to happen? You're going to save money on other things, lower interest rates. Maybe if you're in some states where your car insurance premium or your homeowner's insurance premium is higher because you have a poor credit score. So there's not only something that you're paying for, $87 a month in VAT, but what are you saving?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you feel the same way, like in credit, just the credit piece?
Just the credit. And for me, too, it's, and I myself have also had excellent credit, not so excellent credit, not so excellent credit, maybe 2 or 3 different times. The psychological value of having excellent credit, of knowing that you've got a 700 plus score, 720 score, 800 score, I mean, that alone is worth having excellent credit. I mean, all the money being saved, being able to walk onto a car lot with that confidence, knowing that you can negotiate the cost of a car instead of just walking on going, I hope I can get a car, and taking whatever rate that they offer you. And just knowing that you've got that power, the confidence boost that it gives you is awesome. But just the psychological value on top of saving all the money, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, and it's just so necessary, and it's great to know that that's part of this package.
Yeah, and you think about the overall protection plan, and if you haven't already done this, you'll want to spend quite a bit of time on fesprotectionplan.com. And you can also go to your protection plan membership through your own back office and to be interacting with this process. And one of the things you'll be doing for your credit restoration is going there and activating it and agreeing to the fact that, hey, I want to start this process now. I want to get my credit pulled. I want the company to analyze it, to send in your verification of your address and your social security number, getting those things out of the way. And all of that will be there and explain that. So you want to get that piece underway. And in conjunction with that, also we have something called Positive Credit Builder. And this is great because it not only, of course, we want to get, if we can, the negative items off our credit reports, but to know what it takes to build good credit. I've learned a lot from Positive Credit Builder, and that's where I learned that in relation to the ratios. That you really shouldn't have more than 30%. So if you got a $1,000 credit limit, you should never have more than $300 on that card. You'd almost be better off having 5 cards with $1,000 on each, having $300 on each, paying those off. Of course, you want to be smart and live within your means and not buy things you can't afford. But from a credit perspective, using a credit card to actually build your credit. And Positive Credit Builder, through that analysis, enables you to see where you're at and get recommendations from the company, and then also having the access to live credit advisors to know that at any time you can call the company, speak with individuals that understand how credit reports are read and what you can do to have better credit. That's what I've used. And it's really, you know, there are people services like they should, because again, I think their focus is
Okay, it's Ed Winslow again. Interesting video and well said. The fesprotectionplan.com is $87 a month. But you know, let me pull back some of the live video where they explain in more detail some of the other services such as wills and estates, identity theft, debt zero, financial lockbox, all critical services that are going to help you maintain a really positive credit score. So let's switch over there for 1 second.
handled, restoration side, and then on the education side, then one of the most valuable products in there is the will, trust, power of attorney. And again, I think people put this off. I know I did. And you know you should, but you don't really spend the time around it to maybe feel like as bad. Like when you get in this company, for me, once I started to become really aware of the will, trust, power of attorney, and especially the trust and the power of attorneys, because the will, you know more about it, you hear more about it, but I felt kind of bad. Like once I was in the company, I was like, geez, I can't believe I didn't have this sooner. I mean, I have young kids, but whether you have young kids, because that's one thing, having young kids, and you want to make sure something were to happen to you, your kid's going to be well taken care of. But even if you have older kids and you have assets and property, and the last thing you'd want your kids to do is to fight over things, and to realize it's almost like you feel bad because you're being irresponsible. Like I was being irresponsible. There's no other way to call it. And now to know that I have completed my will, completed my trust, have my powers of attorney set up. My wife does, my mom does. All of us, we didn't have those things. And there are people, again, they sign up as agents and maybe tax plan membership. The company has gone to so many heights to provide resources. Meaning that when you go to the website, when you go to fesprotectionplan.com, you read the information, it's just loaded with great knowledgeable information. That's how I learned about so many of the things, was to read what is an executor, what specifically is a power of attorney, what is a trust, why would you want to trust, all of it's in there. And as you mentioned, when you go in and you log in and you start filling out each section of your will and your trust, your power of attorney, it walks you through it step by step, and then you can save the information and then come back to it. But it's still something everybody should do in relatively short order. So when you're a new agent, it shouldn't be something you're doing a year from now. It's something you should do within your first 30 days. Get it done so you have that peace of mind, so that you are doing the right thing for yourself and your family. And I just think the will, trust, power of attorney within the protection plan is so needed. And the other thing is, things change in people's lives. So to know that everything's being saved electronically, and that you can go back, and it's not like an extra fee or an extra cost to update things, or to change maybe who is going to be your executor, or maybe you added a property, or maybe somebody had another child, and to know that you're not paying, like if you went to an attorney. I know for a fact, a will, a trust, power of attorney, $5 grand, $6 grand, $10 grand, and making updates, paying another $500 and $1,000 here or there. So to know that we've got something that you're paying, and then of course in the protection plan membership, automatically identity theft protection, having LifeLock, the premier identity theft provider. That's great that it just is set up. I think, of course, that makes it the easiest thing of all the services, because it just comes automatically. And to know that we have that, it's in there, and it's insurance. It's insurance to say, if we know somebody's watching over us, so to speak, in terms of our identity, but if by chance our identity was compromised, that LifeLock is going to step in and do everything in their powers to rectify it. So that's a nice, just peace of mind. I love it at whatever I'm doing, sometimes changing an account, opening an account, doing some things, when I get a text, when I'll get the phone call, to know, okay, this really is working for me.
Because I believe nowadays it's not a matter of if someone's going to go after identity, it's really just a matter of when. Like you think about every 3 seconds right now an identity is stolen. It's just a matter of time. So again, yeah, that's just a huge added benefit. And another reason why you always want to stay on the protection plan, because if you're not on the protection plan, you don't have LifeLock. So that's something that everyone, and I really believe that it's just a matter of time before every single person is going to have it. Like, in other words, as soon as they're issued a Social Security, and this is just my belief, but as soon as they're issued a Social Security card, it's going to come with some type of LifeLock, because it's going to be so blatantly obvious to everybody that if they don't have it, their identity is going to get stolen. So think about, having the foresight that this company has to incorporate that into our protection plan is awesome.
Yeah, and we know the horror stories of people, and they'll just continue to happen more and more and more. We know a lot of big companies, Fortune 100 companies, 500 companies, that have breaches and things like that. So having that is powerful. And then, of course, as you have debt zero. And I think this is another amazing service that I think people probably don't utilize as much as they should. You think about how many people have mortgages, how many people have car notes, how many people have credit card debt, and maybe a whole slew of other debts. And here's a service that you literally can be assisted in paying them off faster, more effectively, more efficiently. How much money could that save you? And it doesn't take that long. All you got to do is pull together your bills, pull together your liabilities, and put it in there, and put a plan together. I think it's obvious, and a lot of us have probably heard, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You know, that's this. If you fail to have a plan about paying off your debt, you're going to end up paying more interest. You're going to end up paying just a higher amount of money, wasting a lot of time, energy. Statistically, like 30 cents of every dollar that people earn goes to debt, and then you have taxes after that and so forth. It's like, we got a service that helps to eliminate it, and it'd be silly not to use it. So I know that's another valuable tool within the protection plan.
Well, it's huge. And if you ask people outside of people who use a program like Debt Zero, first of all, most people do have debt, and if you ask them when they plan on getting out of debt, no one knows. Like, most people don't even think about when they're gonna get out of debt. They're not thinking it's ever even going to happen. You know, maybe some of you watching this video may be thinking, how am I ever gonna get out of debt? Well, you're not gonna know how you're gonna get out of debt, when you'll be out of debt, until you put your liabilities, your assets, your debts in Debt Zero. That'll give you a time of when you can do it. And that's another product that'll give you peace of mind once you do it. Because there's just something about going, wow, okay, I'm not going to be in debt forever. All I've got to do is X, Y, and Z, and I'll be debt free.
That rhymes. That was good. And you run
Write that down.
Exactly. And you run your get out of debt report. And you know what? It's a confidence builder. It's to know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. And that's a great service. And then we've got Financial Lockbox. I think that's a really neat service, because I think a lot of people, they don't even really think about this. And I think so many people who have lost somebody and had a crisis or a traumatic situation, and all of a sudden we're left to have to try to locate documents and information and bank accounts and a slew of other things, and nobody knows where any of it is.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of loss that happens, what is it, like 30% of all life insurance policies never claim some crazy number like that, and millions and millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars of stocks, bonds, and 401ks, and just all that stuff.
Go unclaimed, yeah.
Unclaimed. So here we've got a service. It's so simple. The tabs are right there, all spelled out. You pop a tab and you type in, where is this? Where is your will, trust, power of attorney? Where is your bank accounts? Where is the car keys? Where is the properties that you have? Who are your financial advisors? Who is your tax professional? And to have it all organized, and to know that electronically a death certificate is always being tracked electronically, and to know that when and it's back to that whole expect the best, plan for the worst. When that time comes, whenever it is, to know that whoever's supposed to get that information will get it. It's hard enough to lose somebody. Then on top of that, now I'm rummaging through your belongings. I'm searching through stuff. The stories are just unbelievable.
It's endless.
Endless stories of people that literally, it happened to me. I have my own story. When I was 21 years old, my dad, a young man of 55, passed away. Obviously wasn't anticipating that to happen, and my mom and my older brother literally spent years rummaging through papers and couldn't find things, and he was an accountant. He had clients asking for things, and it was a mess. It was a mess, and I think of something like this, so simple to do.
Welcome back again. It's Ed Winslow, and I just hope that video helps you understand some of the benefits of the FES protection plan. It's an $87 a month program. Very awesome. I use it. You know, many friends of mine use it. It's fantastic. So hope this helps you, and have a great day. If you have any questions, just shoot them over, and have a super time. Thanks.